snake.
Richard is a scientist. He studies snakes to learn more about the way they live. One day he showed the children some non-poisonous snakes.
Okay, this is a black rat snake. It's a relative of the corn snake. You can see how it gets its name from its color. Black rat snakes are often found around barns and old houses where rats tend to congregate, particularly if there's any grain around that the rats would eat. This is one of the most beneficial snakes that farmers can have around their farm because they eat quite a number of rats. They also kill their prey by constriction just like the corn snake.
Snakes are called reptiles. Their bodies are covered with scales. The scales on the top are smaller than the ones on the underside of the snake. Snakes have strong muscles in their bodies. They move by pushing against something. Snakes have round eyes. They do not have an eyelid. They do not hear well. A snake has a long, thin tongue. It uses its tongue to smell and taste things.
This is a speckled king snake. The king snakes all have very smooth, shiny scales. Speckled king snake gets its name because it has all the spots on each one of the scales on the body. They eat mice like rat snakes do, but in addition to that, they'll also eat lizards and other snakes, and they tend to be very strong constrictors. This is a red milk snake. It's another kind of king snake. It's called a milk snake because they used to find them near barns all the time, where the milk cows. They actually eat the mice that were hanging around the barns. These are the same kinds of snakes found in different parts of the country. Down in the southern part of the country where Mexican milk snakes are found, they tend to be banded instead of having blotches on them like the red milk snake. As you can see, they both have the same bright colors. Mexican milk snake eats mice and lizards and other small snakes. And like the other king snakes, they kill their prey by constriction.
For protection, a snake's skin is often the same color as the area where it lives. When you are out walking, keep your eyes open. It may be hard to see a snake. Snakes cannot make their own body heat. If you see a snake sunbathing, it may appear to be asleep. But snakes are always watching, ready to move quickly to keep from being caught. When they went into the lab, Uri wanted to hold a snake.
Just let him sit on your hands.
Oh, this is heavy.
Is it heavy? It's not very heavy, is it? Would you like to hold a smaller snake? Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll get a smaller snake. Here you go. This is a corn snake. You know why they call them corn snakes? So they used to find them around corn barns all the time. The farmers thought they were there to eat corn, but that was silly. They eat mice. And the mice were there to eat the corn. You know what that is? It's their old...
Chris found a snake egg. Sometimes scientists bring the eggs into the lab. They use lights to keep the fertilized eggs warm. If the eggs get cold, the babies that are growing inside will die. In nature, the female snake lays eggs in a rotting log, and then she leaves. The heat from the decaying log will keep the eggs warm and moist. About 60 days after the egg is laid, the baby snake begins to hatch. Sometimes it takes many hours for a baby to crawl out of the egg. As soon as the babies hatch, they are able to care for themselves.
That's their old skin. When they grow, they have to grow new skin so that it'll fit them. And when they finish growing a new skin, they get rid of their old skin by just crawling right out of it. And that's what this is. That's the whole snake's skin turned inside out. One of these is getting ready to shed his skin. He has old skin. See how his eyes look real cloudy? He's getting ready to get rid of his old skin, and he's making new skin underneath it. When he's finished making the new skin, and he gets rid of the old skin, he'll leave something like this. And he'll do that every time he grows so big that his skin is too tight. Be gentle with him. When they're making new skin, you have to be very gentle with them. But that's a corn snake, and these corn snakes are a year older than this one. These are 2 years old, and that one's only 1 year old.
All snakes are hunters. They eat frogs and toads, birds, mice, and other small animals.
Wait just a minute. I see them. Well, they have to kill it first. They kill it by squeezing until they can't breathe anymore. Fodder.
Justin took one last look at the snakes before he left the lab. He had learned so many things about reptiles. Perhaps he will be a scientist when he grows up.